It's the White Noise Podcast from Visual House Studios, motherfucker.
Yo, you know what I fucking hate?
What?
I realized this morning.
What? What's up, baby?
So you know, like when you're scrolling through like Instagram or like TikTok, and these ads pop up, but they're like for like mobile games.
Oh.
And whoever's playing the game is just like
a rock.
Fucking god awful at it, and it pisses me off. I'm like, bro,
like that's make the easy play. Homie.
Why you ain't get that gun?
Right.
You unlocked it and you walk right past it to try and get another gun.
Right.
And you see it sometimes. They almost go for the right option last minute. Oh, I'm a dumbass. Like, fuck.
Bro. Like one of those games where you're like avoiding obstacles or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like, why are you running into the wall though?
Well, there's one where it's like you start off as a caveman and like the options are advance 300 years,
divide 300 years,
or divide by 300 years. So they divide into just a fucking little sperm swimming around.
Why? Yeah.
There's that one, but then like Isaac said, like they're gonna go for the right one. You're like, thank God, like he might actually have a chance at winning. And then he goes, nope, skirts over to go turn into a.
And it'll be like 500 arrows or double the arrows you have now. Oh, double my arrows. He has like 2. You know, like that has.
I get why they do it because they want you to be like, this game hella easy. I'm gonna download it and do better, right? But
right.
Like, that shit makes me not want to.
No, I agree. And like honestly, whenever I see those, like the graphics just kind of, I don't know. It seemed like fake, one of those spherical sort of graphics or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Game Spear or something. I'm like,
the Game Spear.
The Game Spear graphics. I'm like, bro, this game fake. Don't play with me.
Nah. Bro, there was one game. I am like on one like mobile game tough. It's like the only one that I play. It's called Ball Blast.
Ball Blast.
And it's basically like, you play that game?
No, just the name Ball Blast is killing me.
Yeah, so like you pick your own cannon, right? And then you can unlock it with like diamonds or like coins or whatever, right?
Right.
And yeah, it's basically just like a shooter. Like you're moving your cannon, right? And you're just trying to shoot the like.
Oh
the balls
yeah, that yeah.
But the balls have like numbers on them, and each shot like makes it count down.
Right.
I be playing that shit tough. I got this gas cannon. I just be like I just light.
Oh, rapid fire! Dang, baby.
Because you can upgrade like your fire. You can upgrade your like how hard you hit, which I don't know what the point of that is because it's by how many times you hit it. But
yeah.
Right, and then now they just add an update. You can get a laser attachment. And it charges the more you hit, and then when you're done, you lift your finger, and it just goes boom, and it's just like fucking
annihilates everything.
Yeah, that shit is fire, bro. I be playing that on BART, like when I'm going to work. I'd be like purposely missing my stops, so I gotta stop playing.
He's stupid, man. He played that more than his PlayStation.
Ain't nothing like first generation, like or early generation iPhone and iPod games like. Jetpack, you know, like that Jetpack one. The Fruit Ninja.
Paper toss. What was a
paper toss
ball?
with the fan blowing.
With the fan, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
and then you had the doodle jump and shit like that.
Oh, doodle jump is great.
Oh my god, Temple Run.
Temple Run is a classic.
Don't nothing beat that era of fucking apps of app gaming.
That was their whole marketing though. Yeah. For iPod was like, you know.
Well, you got on Android too.
Huh?
You got on
Flappy
Android too.
Bird.
Your Android ass up.
Man, I'm trying to say, man.
Y'all remember how big Flappy Bird was?
Yeah.
Apparently now, do you guys remember why it ended?
Nah.
I think the dude that made it couldn't beat it and he committed suicide. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. And so they canceled
the dude that made it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That like he couldn't beat his own high school or some shit like that, but he committed suicide due to it. And they took the app down. So now if you have an iPod and you don't update it and it has Flappy Bird, someone will fucking buy it for like $5,000 just because it has Flappy Bird on there.
My iPod has Flappy Bird.
Mine's too.
I don't know where it is, but it has.
Oh, you better do that.
But it's cracked.
Damn. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of White Noise, my baby. Today we got a very special guest.
Very special
Guest, baby. We got Alwa Gordon, all the way from Santa Cruz. Alwa Gordon, how you doing, baby? How you doing this fine morning?
I'm doing good, man. I'm tired. I gotta say though, like I really appreciate the fact that you guys can actually say my name the right way.
How do people say it?
Yeah, for real.
So, like, I mean, I do like a podcast and interviews or like people that I know from online, and they'll say Alwa. Like if you don't know me at all, like I guess Alwa can be tricky, but people that kind of know me and just kind of see the name, they'll say Alwa. They'll be like Alwa Gordon, my man, Alwa. And like sometimes I don't have the heart to correct him. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just like, all right, man, like we're already in it. But I appreciate you guys. You guys said it right. It's Alwa. So salute to y'all, man. Y'all killed that.
Of course, man. You know, we love our guests.
Absolutely.
We always say that, right, man?
Hey.
Yeah. We love our guests, man. So
y'all just an extra spice in the pot, man.
Exactly.
For real though,
Come
man.
on. We got
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
course.
Yeah, man. No, I'm doing good, man. I'm a little tired. Been going hard this weekend. Yesterday I did. I'm part of this documentary in Santa Cruz that's talking about it's connecting homelessness and the problem that we have with housing, with creativity and artists, and bringing together people from different sides. And then I create a piece of art out of that. So for me, I met with the chief of police here, and I interviewed him to kind of get his thoughts around homelessness and like how he looks at Santa Cruz. And then yesterday was my interview with the unhoused person. So from that, I then create a piece of art, which is a song. And it was pretty crazy, man, to hear the unhoused person's like perspective on life, and just like, it made me think like, man, I got to shut up. I got to stop complaining. Like, there's nothing I should be complaining about. All the stuff that I complain about are like for my own ego or like selfishness of like, oh, I want to be like a bigger rapper. You know, I want this. But I'm like, bro, you have a house. Like, you know, like you should not be. So yeah, man, it's been good. Did that. And then after that, filmed a video with a homie, recorded some songs. And then now I'm on the podcast. So yeah, it's been a long weekend.
Man, but we for real appreciate you coming on, homie. I mean, and speaking of that, you know, you mentioned the music, you mentioned the art that comes with it, man. And we listened to your latest album that dropped late December of 2020, man. Man, that thing was
Smooth,
groovy,
right?
not gonna lie.
Smooth,
I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, hold on now, man. Patience. I ain't gonna lie. I was singing that on the way in. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Patience is my jam, man. But
Thank you, man.
when I was listening to it, man, what really stood out to me was the fact that, man, you could just tell sometimes when, rappers or singers, whatever, really draw from personal experiences and really draw from things that really kind of crafted them to the people that they are today, man. I mean, from what I noticed, that you seem to be part of that equation as well, man. Like, how much life experience did you really tap into this project?
So, yeah, I mean, I think overall, actually, I should just say thank you, actually, just to start that. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, as an artist specifically, like, all my music really is just my story. Like, it's like my experiences, the things that I went through, the way that it affects me. And like, I've said it before, but for me, music is like one of the best ways I can express myself. Sometimes I struggle with like communicating words or like communicating how I feel just person to person. And when I get a chance to like record music or make music, it allows me to communicate things that I struggle with in real life, like to express. So all my music is really just me. Like, I think maybe when I started making music, I was rapping to rap, or I was rapping like what I thought people wanted to hear, And now I'm at a point where it's like everything that I'm making, it's just my own form of self-expression. And on the other side of that, it's kind of a catch-22 though, because I thought about it and it's like the people that are in my life, they didn't necessarily sign up to be a muse, or they didn't sign up to have their story told. But at the same time, I'm like, man, I gotta be honest and like express myself. So it's a balancing act, but all of my music is 100% just me.
Kind of going off of that, like how you say, like people don't sign up to be your muse, like, because you're a dad, right?
I am, yeah.
So how did that conversation take place where it's like, or like, I guess not even a conversation, because I'm a dad too, and like, but my daughter, she's little still, she's only 3. So she doesn't understand like the things that I do yet, like
right.
For her, for your daughter, like, was that like just like a natural thing growing up? Like, oh, dad just makes music, or like, was that like something like, did she ever ask you about it? Like,
it's funny. So she's going to be 9 in April, and it's funny for her. Like, because she's been around it her whole life, it's just normal. It's just like, this is just what we do. Like, we make music, we go to shows, and like, I've brought her to shows. My album release party, I made sure it was all ages. That way she could go, and she brought friends. And then
Nice.
yeah, and she now makes music on her own. She's got like a keyboard that she plays. She's got her own microphone.
That's so dope.
So
That's dope.
yeah, it's funny because she really has heard like all my songs, right? Because if you imagine, like, I record at night and then I drop her off at school in the morning, and what's the first thing you want to do after you record a song? You want to play it.
Yeah.
so you know, I'd be driving to school, dropping her off. Yo, check out this new song, and she's like, "Oh, Dad, like, just stop. Like, I don't want to hear any more music." So for her, it's normal. I think she knows, like, you know, why I make music, and we've had like conversations. My parenting style has always been like, just try to be 100% honest, and just, I try not to treat them like a kid. I just treat them like a human and communicate like, hey, like, this is what it is. This is why I make music. Like, this is like my story, etc. And I think that's helpful, because now she's writing songs and she's good, man. She's really good.
That's dope.
Man, the whole family out here making hits. Okay, shoot, I ain't mad at that.
She's good, man. But she's funny. She really like has like a lot of admiration and love for me, but she has like a hard time expressing it, because like, you know, she's just like, you know, whatever, Dad, you're a loser, you know. So the other day, it's what it is. The other day when I picked her up from school, I showed her a song, and she was like, "None of your songs have juice." And I was like,
Damn.
like, do you want dinner tonight or not? What are we doing?
You trying to live in this house?
Just give her
or-
juice for dinner. Just give her damn juice.
Do you like electricity or what? I don't know. You like the lights on or not? But yeah, it's been good. It's been good, man.
That should be kind of helpful though. Like, I feel like we have kids, you know, like they can kind of keep us in tune with what like they're listening to, because like, you know, like, I mean, I know like you make, you know, music like that's true to you and all that, but it's like, if you ever wanted to make like, you know, like a TikTok hit, like, that's your key right there, bro. Like, that's the way you blow up.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know, I mean, I wouldn't make a TikTok. I can't. The cringe would be unstoppable. But like, but I don't know.
Yeah,
man, like,
she's got like
good.
She's got like suggestions for me. You know, like I'll honestly ask her, "Hey, what do you think about this?" or "What do you think about that?" And she'll give me critiques or suggestions. And like, you know, sometimes I'll take them and just consider them. But yeah, it's helpful. I think it's also really helpful to like have someone that brings you like back down to earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because sometimes I'll get so caught up in like my own ego and like, yo, I'm this, I'm that. And then I get home and I'm like, I'm the guy that's telling a kid to brush their teeth. Like I'm helping with homework. You know what I mean? So it's like, I've had days where it's like, I just did like a show for, I don't know, 200 people. And then the next day I'm like giving my daughter a bath. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it just, it helps to bring you back down to like, I want to say reality, but almost like help to humble you. And then in my daughter's eyes, I'm not Alwa the musician. I'm just her dad.
Right.
So like, no matter how cool I am in this outside world, she's just like, I'm the guy that's telling her to like do her homework or brush her teeth. You know what I mean? She's not, she's not impressed at all.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Because I've heard like both sides where it's like, I know people who they used to be artists, then they became parents, and they're like, you know what, like, I think it's just time to focus and, you know, go get this job to make some money and, you know, do all this and kind of leave their dreams behind. And then there's people like you, where it's just like, no, like, this is what I want to do, and, you know, you got your kids behind you and all that. Like, to me, like, I feel like I wouldn't go with the first version. I'd just be like, well, I want to be that dude that my daughter's like hella proud of, you know, and like I want to drop stuff that, you know, is gonna make her proud of me and go hard and show her to always follow your dreams, because that's what I'm big on, is like, don't be like me, basically, where it's like I had to drop my dreams for a little bit. I didn't have to, I chose to, right? And I made the wrong choice, and I just, you know, I gotta be that example. I don't want to be a hypocrite and tell her to follow her dreams when I ain't follow mine, you know. So
yeah, I mean, I give major like props and respect to any parent that steps up and does whatever they have to do to provide for their kid. I think that's like number one. Like, all your personal stuff aside, you got to take care of that. But then beyond that, I think even for me, like, I didn't want my daughter to feel like I had set something aside for her. Because kids are smart, man. They pick up on stuff. You might not tell them or communicate it. They're going to feel it. So if dad's walking around carrying all this stuff on his shoulders of like, oh, I could have been this, I could have been that, but et cetera, that's not going to work. So it's like, I want her to see that, look, like you can do whatever you want to do. And I think the best way to do that is by example. I can't just be like telling her, hey, you can be whatever you want, but I'm not trying to be who I should be, you know? So, yeah.
Right.
Respect to the parents out there that are getting it, man. It's not easy.
Right. 100%, man. I mean, for real. I mean, and like you mentioned, you know, how the fact of, you know, even raising your daughter, you're living that truth of what it is to really be a good human being, what it really means to, you know, provide it. But at the same time, you got this grind going on too, man. Like, when did that, you know, you mentioned the truth behind your music and not necessarily just going with, if you could call it the mainstream sort of sound or give everybody quote unquote what they want. When did that shift take place for you?
Man, so let's take it all the way back. Yeah.
Let's do it.
So
Come on, let's do it.
Let's do it. We're going way back. We're going way back to the 80s now. So I started making music in high school when I was 16, roughly. So my dad's a drummer, so I grew up around music.
All right.
And then I wrote poetry before I was rapping. So another form of just expression, etc. And in high school, I met my best friend, Krishan, shout out to him. And he started writing rap, and he was like, hey, dude, like, I'm thinking about like setting up a rap group. Do you want to join? And at the time I was kind of like, yeah, let's do it. Just cause like, I wanted to like keep my friends kind of thing, you know, like, yeah, we all do it. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know. So like, right. Like, so we all got together. It was a group called Can't Stop Us. And it was the four of us. And like, you know, we were young, we were just making music. And at that time, I think the hyphy movement was kind of big. So we were like, you know, white tees, Nikes, like just kind of like that level of rap. And then over time, you know, people got a little bit older. People got, you know, maybe sidetracked by certain things. And it ended up just being kind of like me pursuing music on my own.
Right.
And I want to say in 2011, I dropped a mixtape called 11th Hour. And that got the attention of a label out in Las Vegas. So you guys know the song with Drake where he, YOLO, is that what it's called? Like, now you want a photo? You already know that. Mm-hmm. So there's a line in that song where he says, me, Franny, Molly Mall at the cribbo, right? Mm-hmm. So it was Molly Mall's studio that I got flown out to. So I went out there and I met up with this guy named Pooh Bear, who's like a singer-songwriter. He writes for Justin Bieber. He's like got songs with him. And then also this production team called The Audibles. They produce for like Chris Brown, all this stuff. And I got out there and we did 2 or 3 songs. And then I flew back to Santa Cruz. And at that time, I was like, man, I made it. Like, you know, like I was like, man, I did it. I didn't really know that like true success takes so many wins. I thought you just get the one win and you're set, right? Right. So I came back to Santa Cruz and I didn't really put the work behind those records. Like I shot a video, but I didn't really like hit the ground running, which I think is what they wanted me to do.
Right.
And I had the opportunity to move to Vegas at that time to work with them. I decided not to, which worked out great because I ended up having my daughter after that, right? So when I had my daughter, I kind of focused on that a little bit more. And it wasn't until 2016 I really got serious about music. Like I had always made it, but it was like, okay, now is my time. So I started 88 Over Everything, which is the independent label. And then in 2019, I dropped the first release off that. And then in 2022, I dropped the second release off that. So I would say like 2016 is when I really got like serious of like, okay, like it's on me. Like I know the story that I want to tell and I know that it's going to be me doing a lot of this work.
Right.
And the idea behind 88 Over Everything is like, I was born in 1988 and for a long time I had felt like I was like comfortable with getting what I didn't, less than what I deserved. I felt like there'd be moments where I couldn't speak up, or like I felt like there was times where I kind of just, wasn't willing to step into confrontation, right? Whether that's like physical confrontation or just emotional confrontation. So when I made 88 over everything, it was this concept of like, no, it's 88 over everything, and that's it. There's no discussion. Like, it's our time, and it's not necessarily about the year. You don't have to be born in 1988 to relate, but it's the concept of like, it's our time. Like, we're not taking like less than what we deserve. And I think that was like just a big mental shift for me. So now all my music that I write, it really is just like, this is my story. These are the things that I'm going through. And then of course I try to like say it in like a clever way, or like a way that can reach a broader audience. But long story short, 2016, I guess, is the answer.
100%, man. I mean, and it's, like I mentioned before, you can really notice that the authenticity behind everything that you say. It's not just faking the funk, or like just saying something just to say something, like you alluded to, man. I mean, what songs really stand out to you that you've created, whether recently or back during this 2016 shift, that really stand out to you as far as like, this is what I'm really talking about, this is really what I gotta say?
Yeah, I've always said, so if you could only listen to one song from me to like figure out what it is I'm about, there's a song that I dropped, I think it was roughly 2016, 2017. It's on the first project that I released under 88 over everything. It's called Before I Go. And the chorus on that is, I just want to make it before I go. I don't want to die on another lonely road. Praying every night that we try to hit the road. And it's just literally like that first part of, I just want to make it before I go. And that's like a song that I typically close my set with. And that song just sums up basically what I'm attempting to do. Like, look, I'm just trying to make it before I go. And whether I get there or not, the attempt is what's going to define me.
Right. That's dope.
Yeah, but off the album, Thanks for Waiting, my favorite song is Love or Loyalty. I'm sorry, Loving Yourself. There you go. Which is like, that one I wrote in 2017 or 18. It was when I know, right? It stuff takes a while, right? Like the music I'm making today, it probably won't come out for like a couple years. So
I feel you.
But I wrote it in 2017, 18. At the time, I was coming out of just a really like toxic relationship, and I realized I was repeating the same patterns of like not taking accountability and blaming other people, and like not understanding like that I was the same variable each time. So at the time I was going to therapy, and like it was really helpful to kind of unpack some of that stuff. And that song, Loving Yourself, came out of the idea of like, no matter how much external love you get, it's never going to be enough until you actually love yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So like in the song, I'm talking about like, oh, I used to like, sleep with a lot of girls, but I never got attached because I was so scared of like the dirt that I did. Right. Like the shitty things that I did made me not trust other people. But then it's this circle of like, well, if you can't trust, then you're not going to let love in, and then you're going to blame them for not being able to love. So it's just like this vicious circle. So that's my favorite song off the album. Yeah. Hey, look, we've all been in some toxic relationships. That's my favorite song off the album. Just based off that and like the growth that I went through, like for that.
Right.
I'm just curious, like, I don't know, I like asking artists this question, like, what's your, like, process with, like, how you craft your album? Like, you're from, like, listing to, like, how you figure out your sound and things like that.
Yeah, so, it's funny. So Thanks for Waiting, it was really kind of like a concept album in a way. So in 2020, the pandemic hit, and right before the pandemic hit, I was playing like 1 or 2 shows a month, like pretty big shows, just opening up for bigger artists. Like I opened up for Zion I, rest in peace. I opened up for Lyrics Born, and I was just getting a lot of opportunities, but I wasn't super like focused on like my strategy or plan long term. So when the pandemic hit and the show stopped, like I looked at like my Spotify followers, like I didn't have merch. Like I started to see things of like, dude, I was kind of just out there like drinking and partying and like playing cool shows, but I wasn't like really doing anything after the show to like gain that fan. I wasn't like telling people, hey, follow me on Instagram, etc. So during the pandemic, it just made me realize like, okay, I really need to focus more. Like a lot of the songs I was playing at my live shows weren't even out. Like I had them memorized, and I was it's just silly stuff, right? So when the pandemic started, luckily my homie, shout out to Ezra, he works for Universal Audio, and he's an audio engineer. So he kind of just gamed me up on how to like record and engineer. I could always record, but I couldn't never mix my stuff. So it became an issue of like, if you can't engineer your own stuff, then you have to pick and choose the song that you want to like put money behind before you even have the song. Before you even think about promotion and marketing, it's like, okay, I'm going to pay $150 just to get this song done. And then that makes you think like, okay, I really love this song that I did, but I think this song is going to be more popular. So it kind of makes you judge your art in like a different way. So I learned how to mix my own stuff. And the album, Thanks for Waiting, really was like my way of saying like, thank you to everyone that supported me for me to get to this point where I can now like write, produce, mix, and like literally have a finished product all from my bedroom. So Thanks for Waiting is a compilation of all the songs that I made from, I want to say like 2018 till 2021, 22.
Oh wow.
So a lot of those songs were already completed. And it's funny because the songs that I'm making now, it's a different sound. There's a lot more singing, there's a lot more songwriting involved.
Yeah.
So Thanks for Waiting was also partly me saying like, thank you guys for supporting me till I got to this point now where like the artist that I am is finally reflected in the songs that I'm making today.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, my process now, at least for making projects or making music, I mean, I typically produce the beat, so I'll pull up a loop and I'll just kind of like hum along to it. And then if I like it, I'll drop a chorus, put some drums on there. Most of the songs that I do now, it's in one session. So like, I get the inspiration. Yeah, I get the inspiration, and then I just kind of like, dive into it. And for me, all my songs are like life experiences. So like, when I have that motivation, I gotta knock it then. I gotta capture that moment. And if I feel like I get to a point where like I'm not really connecting on the song or like I'm not really inspired, then I just kind of stop making music and try to go out and experience more. So like one of the songs I think we're gonna play today is the Sunsets in LA song, which it came from me dropping Thanks for Waiting, the album, going to LA, being on tour, playing shows, and then coming back to Santa Cruz. And the idea for Sunsets in LA was like just having a beautiful experience and holding on to these like beautiful moments. So yeah.
That's dope, man. Damn, so that's interesting. Like you talk about how like you got to kind of predict what song's gonna be like the standout, the single, and it's like, man. Yeah. How what's like the criteria that you give yourself for that? Like at what point do you sit there and you're like, all right, I think this is gonna be the hit,
Especially considering.
You know what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, especially considering the fact that your sound stands out in the fact that, like you mentioned, you don't want to sound, like dubstep or any of these ignorant other, subgenres. You want your own sound. So yeah, especially when you consider that.
Yeah. For me, like the songs that stand out to me are the ones where I feel something. When I'm recording it and I feel it, or when I play it back and I feel it, I'm like, okay, this is the one. Because there's songs that are catchy, and there's songs that are like, wow, I really said some cool like metaphor, like wow, like double entendre, like real rap stuff. But the songs the songs that stick out to me, like the Loving Yourself, like the songs that really speak to you, like when you hear it and you feel something. That's my measure, is like, how did I feel when I recorded it? How do I feel when I listen to it? And even better, like, how do I feel when I play it live? Because that's like the biggest test, is like, I've always felt like there's this moment. It's hard to describe. I think, you know, if you're an artist, you probably get it. But there's this moment when you're on stage, and if you know your song, like if you memorized it well enough, you kind of put it to the back of your mind, and you get lost in this moment of just like playing the song, feeling the energy from the crowd they're giving you, and you're giving it back. And if you can feel that in the song, like as you're playing it, I think that's a hit. That's out of here.
Yeah.
Right.
That's dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, going off of performances too. I still got to make it to one of your shows. The album release, I wasn't in the country when it came out. I would have went to that one, especially because like
That's a good.
how much I
That's
like
a good
the
one,
album
man.
now. Yeah, I was out
I
the country.
wasn't even in the country, dog. I don't know.
It's funny though, because I was like, okay, like, because I always see you posting, you know, like your shows or whatever, and I was like, okay, and it looked like you were putting a lot of like thought and like work into like the album release. I'm like, okay, cool.
Man.
Like, hopefully I'll make it, right? And then it comes out in December. I'm like, yo, I'm in Mexico, but I still peeped the album. I remember I hit you up. I was like, yo, I'm out the country right now. As soon as I get like a stable signal, I'm gonna download this shit and I'm gonna slap it.
Man,
that
appreciate that.
in the
Bro.
back of a pickup
Thank
truck,
you.
you know, going through the little villages and shit in Mexico. Yeah.
Fire. That's dope, man.
Right.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
dope.
super dope, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But what I like that you've done in the past, though, like your work with the Good Company, you know, with your those videos where you just got like the projector backdrop on and you're just like vibing out, like I fucking love those type of visuals. Like,
Thank you, man.
Especially like with your style, like where you're just like, you know, it's just like really melodic and just, you know, just vibing out. You know, I think it goes well because there's some other artists like that have videos like that they did with them and like they're just like going crazy and it's just like palm trees and shit in the back. Don't even go, but you know, yeah, I think that shit is dope, man. Did you get a chance to meet La Russell when you did that or?
Yeah. So that live episode, this all happened almost 2 years ago. So I was hip to La Russell a long time ago. I'm not sure if you guys know who Professor Gable is or Stunna Man.
Yeah.
Okay, dope. So yeah, Professor Gable, homie out of San Francisco, he did a collab with Stunna Man. That's how I got turned on to Stunna Man. And then Stunna Man did some work with La Russell. And that's how I got turned on to La Russell. And I just been following him for a while. And I saw he was doing live sessions. So I just submitted that song, More to Say. And he hit me back like, yo, this is dope. Let's run it. So I hit him back. I'm like, okay, for sure. Like, and he's like, okay, here's the dates. And I'm like, yo, dude, like I'm in Santa Cruz. Like I got to plan this shit out. Cause he was like, yo, tomorrow. Like, I'm like, bro, I have a kid.
Like, no,
I
look,
work,
man.
guy. Relax. Dog. Cause he's in Vallejo. Right.
Yeah.
And that's like 2.5 hours from where I'm at. So
Right.
we booked it. I drove out there. And I was low key nervous at the time, man. Cause I'm like, I saw that he was on the rise and like really supported what he was doing. So I pulled up and he was super, super dope, super chill, man. And the funniest part was like, he was running a bunch of sessions. Before me, there was an artist and then he left. And then I came in and they're like, okay, cool. Like, let's do like a quick rehearsal to get your audio. And then I started it and started rapping or whatever. And like, after like a minute and a half, he's like, okay, dog, like you're good. Like, let's do this. And it was funny. And it kind of like made me think like maybe there was other artists that like had gone there and maybe weren't as prepared. But for me, it was like, dude, I came here to rap. So like, I'm ready. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'd been rehearsing in the car. Like I memorized a song. Like I was 100% ready. I did the take. And afterwards he was like, oh man, like, I didn't know you came all the way from Santa Cruz, dog. And I'm like, yeah, man. Like, he's like, holy shit. He's like, I don't know if I would have made the trip for this, dude.
Like,
I was like, man, right. I was like, man, it's all love, dude. Like, you know, like I appreciate what you're doing. Boom. I dapped him up. He gave me a sweater. And then he ended up dropping it. It's funny how it worked out. So he sent me a message after that, like, hey, like, here's the files. I'm going to upload it on this date. Right. And I'm like, okay, for sure. And then literally right after that, he popped. The next thing he did was the Breakfast Club interview. So literally right after we did ours, he did the Breakfast Club interview. And then mine didn't drop the day that he told me it was. And of course, I wasn't going to hit him up, dude. Like, you're on your shit right now. And he dropped mine a couple days after the Breakfast Club interview. And that was even better.
Wow.
Like, this shit just it went crazy. Like, I got a bunch more fans from that. So yeah, man, shout out to LaRussell, dude. He's always been someone dope. Ironically, I actually bought his book that he dropped. It's called Limitless. I bought it a minute ago. And when I bought it, he sent it to me, and in it was a handwritten note, dude. And he was like, my dog, like, thank you. Like, you drove all the way from Santa Cruz, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
that's dope.
He remembered that shit. And not only that, because I was one of the first people to buy the book, I got a split from one of his songs. So I own I own 1% of the streaming revenue of one of his songs.
That's dope.
That's dope, man.
Man, shout out
to LaRussell, man. Like, he's the man. He does the live sessions now, but they're typically like not closed off, but it's like really he's doing it by selection.
Yeah,
right.
Where at my time it was just like submit, and if it's dope, then he'll get you on. And I tried to get some of my artists to like submit back then, and like they just didn't for whatever reason. So hey,
damn.
You snooze, you lose. I mean, for real. Like,
I'm saying, man. Yeah.
Damn. So you said 88 over everything. That's a label, right?
Yeah.
You got any artists you signed on it already, or is it just you right now?
You know, it's funny. I don't necessarily think at this stage in my career I'd want to sign an artist, but for me, it's more of an umbrella. So I have 88 over everything, which is the music label, but it essentially is also like the production company that puts on the shows, right? It's also the merch company that, you know, prints out the merch and sells merch, and that's the brand 88 over everything. And then underneath that is also my production name, which is Shiesty Tracks. So a lot of people don't know the majority of songs that I make the beat for them, right? So the song Patience, I made that beat.
Man, that's my jam.
Right? I knew you would. I didn't forget, man. But yeah, so 88 over everything is really just an umbrella that encompasses, you know, 88 over everything, Shiesty Tracks, the producer, and then Alwa Gordon, the artist, in addition to like the video production work that I do, and content work that I do.
Yeah. I think that's dope of you to like be self-aware to where you're like, I don't think I should be signing artists right now, you know, at this point in my career, because I can't tell you how many people I know that they're just like, all right, I want to make a label. I want to sign people to my label or my management company, and they don't do a damn thing for them because they're just not ready. It's just they like the idea of being like this mogul, but they don't know what it takes.
Right.
And then it's like the poor artist is there like, yo, when can I drop? Or like, how come my shit's not hitting or whatever, you know? And it's just like you put all your trust in like your work, and then like, I mean, like, as an artist myself, I understand how much work and how much of just yourself you invest into a project. And then if you kind of hand it over to somebody who's just not ready to take you on, like, that shit sucks, man. Like, that's like a pretty, like, low blow, man. Like, so I appreciate that you're honest about that shit.
That's like a conflict of interest, though. If you're an artist and you're a record label, like, owner, that it almost like, bro, like, what are you doing? You know, like, for me to really be like a CEO of a record label and manage artists, I would have to take a step back from all as an artist.
Yeah.
It just, you'd have to really commit to that artist. There's artists that I work with that I provide support for, like that I'll do lyric videos for, that I'll record for. I'm not sure if you guys know Alexander the Author.
Yeah.
She's on Let's Ride. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's on Let's Ride. She's on Home, like one of my favorite people in the world. So there's a lot of stuff that I'll do for artists. But as far as like you're under 88 over everything, I think I have too much integrity to know like, hey, I can't do the things for you that I think a real label should be doing.
Yeah, that's respectable for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, like you also mentioned, and like we've been mentioning the whole time, you know, this melodic just vibe that you got, man. Like I mean, super digging it, and shout outs for throwing out patience. Man, patience is so good. No,
Man,
but
you know what's funny about that, man, is
uh-huh.
like, so like I've been rapping for a long time, and a lot of my like longer time, I have this like running joke of like your fans want you to rap, right? And it's kind of an inside joke, but a lot of fans that have been around for a while, they know me for more like boom bap ish, like kind of rap heavy, like bars. You know,
Right.
give me 2 minutes of rapping, no hook, like just
Mm,
punches. You know, like, yeah,
right.
every. But I kind of also got to a point of like I wanted to become more of a songwriter. I wanted to explore singing, and it's really been like working on my singing and becoming more confident around singing
Mm-hmm.
because like I always could write the songs but my like vocal talent was never really there, and I never felt confident enough to call myself a singer. And I remember like I forget where it was, but someone introduced me and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, this is Alwa, like he's a rapper and a singer. And I was like,
Oh shit.
oh
Like,
shit,
oh, all right, you said it.
all right, hey, all right.
All
And
right.
I kind of realized, like, dude, you don't have to wait for anyone to give you that validation. You could
Mm,
just say, like, if you start singing, guess what? I'm a singer.
that's
If you make
true.
videos, guess what? I'm a videographer. Like, even with the label, like, I started a label. I got a label now. Like,
It's
and it was
true.
like it was a big shift for me. So now I'm like at a point where I'm finally confident enough to tell people, like, oh, I'm a rapper and a singer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that whole melody thing really didn't come out for like the past 3 or 4 years where I really got confident in like singing more and like catching that vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, who influences both sides? You like, for instance, like who do you really draw to for inspiration, or who did you draw to for inspiration for the rap side and the singing side?
Yeah.
Like who really like made you go like, man, I could be like them, or man, I could do it better than them. Like who drew that inspiration for you?
Yeah, I mean, like my real inspiration for rapping is Tupac. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember as a kid, one of the first like rap albums I heard, my brother had a Tupac CD, and it was the one that had My Ambitions as a Writer on it.
Yeah.
And it was funny because when I was a kid, I thought he said, I'm mobbing bitches as I ride up. And I was like, okay, okay, yo, all right,
Like,
cool.
oh,
I'm
hey
like 8 years old. I'm like, oh shit, all right, yo, what's
I
up?
want to mop some bitches
Um,
too.
yeah.
oh man.
But like the thing that stood out to me about Tupac was I always felt like no matter what song he was in, he was giving you like the rules to the game. And he
Mm,
was giving it to you in what I call like coded language, right? So if you're just listening to the song, you might think, okay, this is a dope rapper and he's just talking about his life. But for me, when I heard it, it felt like he was giving me like just rules to life and the game. And like
mm,
some of his song, so many battlefield scars while driven in plus cars, because life is a rap star. There's nothing like it. Just it
Got
made me like think like, man, he's literally telling you like these are the ways I have to navigate the world, and like
mm-hmm.
these are the things I have to do. And that's something that always stuck with me. So when I started like really rapping, I always try to put in messages, and I always try to put in like for the ones that are really listening, I'm giving you like tools and like tips and like this is how I've navigated that world. So for rapping, it always started with Tupac, and then for singing, I mean, I have to say Drake. Like I think
Yeah,
he
I
was the
hear
one.
that. Yep.
He was the one that came around and like taught rappers how to sing. You know.
No,
yeah.
straight up. Like honestly,
Yep.
Like,
because
Yep.
when I heard your singing, I'm like, this kind of had like a Drake vibe to it. Like honestly, so
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I'm glad you said that because that was exactly what I was thinking when I heard your songs. Like the,
definitely.
yeah, going into your zone.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. You wanna talk about the two songs that you sent us?
Yeah. So I think, yeah. So Love or Loyalty. This song it's pretty funny. So this song actually I made back in 2018 maybe, and it became one of the lead singles off Thanks for Waiting. And the concept for the song is I don't know if you guys remember when we were all kids. you remember watching like Cartoon Network or whatever, like Nickelodeon, and they would have these advertisements for toys,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
They would be
Yeah.
like, and it would be like the coolest toy, and they would show you all these accessories, and at the end, they would say most items sold separately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like-
for as a kid, you don't even catch
Like-
that for real.
You're like, wait a minute. You're telling me all the coolest shit you just showed me is not actually included with
For
that?
real.
You just get a finger.
So-
Put it on the
For
arm,
real.
you gotta buy.
Exactly. So with love or loyalty, the concept was like taking that to like relationships of typically just get what you want from a relationship. So you might have to choose between getting love or loyalty. And in the chorus, it says love or loyalty, most sold separately, right? That idea of like, okay, like you can get it, but just keep in mind some of the items that you really wanted might not come with it, right? So it was the concept of like, if you had to choose between love or loyalty, what would you choose and why? And that's how that song came out, man. It's just kind of me talking about like having to pick between that, what that means, and then I go a little bit deeper into my life.
That would have been a good poll. Love or loyalty?
Like for real.
Yeah. What do you?
You know what's funny about that, man, is that I do this thing at shows. So when I play Love or Loyalty, I have them sing along. So I say, okay, Love or Loyalty, you guys say most sold separately, right? So like at the end of the song, everyone knows it, and then I'll ask one person. I'll be like, hey, dude, like what would you pick, Love or Loyalty? And no matter what they say, I'm like, that's the right answer.
That's it right there.
Yeah. What do you pick, Kyrie? What do you pick?
Man, in life, let's go love, but like if it's a business, let's go loyalty. I know that's kind of a cop out answer, but yeah. Let's go with love for sake of argument. What about you,
Yeah.
Isaac?
I'd probably go with loyalty.
Loyalty?
Honestly,
Loyalty.
at the end of the day, that's all that's you're gonna fall back on.
Right.
You know, love is faulty.
Love kind of comes with it sometimes, you know.
Damn, yo. Somebody hurt my boy over there. you said love is faulty.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, loyalty is loyalty. It can't be faulty, otherwise it's not loyalty. You know.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Y'all don't think like one comes with the other?
It can.
No, it definitely can.
But
100%.
like how he says, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes
Always
it's
doesn't.
sold separately.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't always happen.
Yeah, because I had people that claimed they love me, but they weren't loyal to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm
Not
loyal
even-
to you, but I
Damn.
don't even fucking like you.
Huh?
I'm loyal to, but I don't even fucking like you.
I mean, but and it works that way too. Like you're
Nah,
loyal
yeah.
to like
Like you're loyal
Like-
to the
like-
cause, not the person.
right, and
Yeah.
you know, like for my job, I'm loyal to you. I'm gonna show up every day. I'm gonna
loyal
give you
to
my
this
all, but
money.
don't ask me to work no 12-hour shift because I don't love you like that. Like
Yeah.
so, you know,
Well,
it,
yeah,
it-
I
it's
mean,
just like that. For
And
real.
when I say like, there's people that they say they love me, but they're not loyal to me. Like that's not even on no relationship shit either. Like that could be
Right.
like you my homie, but you weren't loyal to me. Like in
Right.
terms of like, I don't know, like anything really. Like
anything.
like I could have trusted you with like an idea for a song, and you went and you took that shit. I could have trusted you with an idea for a skit, and you went and you took that shit. Or you told me it sucks, so you can use it, you know, and be like, here, you don't want to do that. I'll
Who
do it.
hurt you, dog?
Bro, everybody, man.
Man,
fuck everybody.
I'm like, this
Yo,
sound a little bit
everybody
too
on this
personal.
podcast has
I'm
been
like,
hurt.
They hurting us out here, man.
Everybody's been
He
hurt,
done took
man.
the skit. He
Damn.
done took the song.
I
Like,
just want my skit back.
right.
Love or loyalty, man. Keep the condom on. I got a boyfriend.
That's crazy.
Oh my god, yeah. Everybody's been hurt on this podcast for real. You can tell. You can tell.
Come on,
Ain't
man.
that the truth?
Yeah,
huh?
man, I'm gonna cry. Let's just play this damn song. Man. Hit that shit. Put it up. You gonna play?
Refresh it.
There we go.
You produced this one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
God damn.
it's one of my favorite songs too.
You sound like he was responding to that.
I did a.
If you know it, go ahead and sing along. It's called Love and Loyalty. Yeah. Yeah. Love and loyalty, most most so separately. Concrete walls still carving out my effigy. Please don't F with me. Trying to find inner peace. Look inside the mirror. Now I'm staring at the enemy. Most lose innocence. Never come back with it. I lost dreams. So on tracks I gotta snap a bit. Can't see what you can't be. Learn it over time. Water dreams with my tears. Broke within the crime. Still wanna fly away, thinking about brighter days. Sometimes I think that happiness is just a fight away. Learn to be humble, can't mumble when I'm writing praise. Running like a license plate, they tried to put my life away. Can't live behind bars, got too much at stake. Hitting home runs while I'm building home base. Nobody's safe except the case in the closet. Nobody's safe except the space in the coffin. They told me when my uncle died that it was God's plan. Man-made God, yo, I guess I'm not a God's man. Far from a prophet, I'm just walking through this lost land. Made it out the sand, man, that's anytime we cross plans. Probably hate it, I just needed more. I save a shot for me and more while killing that world tour. Look, my encore make them re-up fast. Used to whip that Corolla with the beat up dash. Singing love and loyalty, most so separately. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Concrete walls still carving out my effigy. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Concrete walls still carving out my effigy. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Cold cases, no faces. So base, slip on before the laces. Base in the back, had him bullied like it's Cambridge. Never had a range, man, I wrote so many places. I still get anxious. Better yet, I'm trying to find a reason they keep telling me to be thankful. I can't leave when we just getting started now. They told us about the kings and they watered down. Soon as I started painting, they called him an artist now. Connecting the dots, I see it, know it's all around. Smoking mirrors, I'm tripping, that's what you call a crown. I see through them, I keep moving my heart and ground. Look, just another lost cause, couple scars, see sitting low. Closed like Senate card, barely breaking the mold. It's cold, no, we've been involved. Barely holding on with no meaning, like fuck them all. Backstab from the back seat. Casting the hell, caught a wave like Max B. Swear we was all family till like last week. That's deep, they blowing smoke, it's hashish. Cash these for they catch you in the Amazon. 1080 for the P, only when the cannon's on. Never really made for the limelight. Watching the time, got time in my hindsight. Eyes in the scope, don't choke when it's dark on it. Life on the trap, double back when they jaw falling. I know how it goes, you still wanna play it? They call us underground, never call you underrated. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Concrete walls still carving out my effigy. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Love and loyalty, most so separately. Concrete walls still carving out my effigy. Love and loyalty. Love and loyalty.
When he says love and loyalty, y'all say most so separately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love and loyalty.
Most so
So
separately.
separately.
I didn't know you were gonna come in.
Oh, I was committed.
Right there. I didn't know it was
man,
happening
that's
again.
fun.
Damn.
Nah, yeah, that shit was slap.
That shit slap, right?
Honestly, I don't know why.
Thank you, man.
That song reminded me of like I just thought of like Mac Miller the whole time. It just gave me this Mac Miller vibe. I don't know why.
The flow,
Yeah.
the flow.
Yeah,
maybe? Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah.
The flow,
Kinda
and
has,
just
like-
like the, like.
I can
Why-
hear Mac Miller singing that song.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't want to keep using the word Kyrie keeps using, but like the authenticity that Mac Miller also had, like when he says shit, like he, like you could tell he meant it.
Yeah.
Same thing here.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that shit was dope, man.
Yeah, that was a slap.
Yeah, that was.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Of course, man.
Appreciate that, man. And that one's always really fun to play live.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
imagine. This is one that I probably like if I made this album, this is the one I probably would have picked.
Like
for,
it's real, but it's got like good energy, you know,
Yeah,
and it's still like uplifting.
yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fuck with the flow. I like your singing. I like your singing stuff too, but I like when you rap too. Because when you rap, like
That's-
there's something about your like delivery, like when you rap, especially like when you do like that form of rap. They call it like talk rapping. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I know what you're saying,
Where
yeah.
you, like that's I think I know what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know exactly, but like that's how I describe Kendrick. Like he raps, but it's like he's just having a conversation. It just happens to rhyme. Is that what you mean?
Kinda like there's like a style like he does it in the Good Company video that like that's the kind of style I feel like you use where it's just like it's just bars. Like, it's just like, you know,
Right.
I like
You,
that
you,
style.
you know what it is? It's a little bit of a slower cadence, and it's the
Yes.
pauses.
Yeah. Yeah.
It goes like this, and then I come back, and it goes like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
He got a smile on his face.
I was like,
He's like,
I'm about to
thank
sound
you.
mad dumb calling it talking.
Yeah. It's so fun. I'm always curious, man, because it's like some people really love the rap, and some people like really love the singing. So it's always good to hear like which side people are on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like, it's like how I feel like about Drake. It's like, hey, I like your singing shit. I just want you to rap though.
I know. He be going in for like 3 minutes on those bars. You're like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
that shit is
But
crazy.
he-
I love it though.
Like, you know, like you look be having those hybrid songs though, right? He's kind of
Yeah.
doing it. Like
I
this kind
love
of felt like a
hybrids,
hybrid song
yeah.
too.
This,
you know,
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
he
where
does
he's
a
like
good job at
singing,
it.
and he's like kind of rapping too,
One
but with
thing
the
I like-
melody behind it.
One thing I
in his
like
voice.
about his like singing that I wouldn't say I don't like about Drake's voice, and not to even compare the two, but like Drake when he sings, I feel like he can like whine a little bit when he does it, or like
Whine?
like he whines like he's like, or like he sounds nasally because he can't really sing. He just like
He could sing.
Drake. Can Drake sing?
He
He
could
can
sing.
he
I
can
think
sing.
so.
He can
He
sing.
can
dog.
sing.
He really
tries.
can, yeah.
He used to try like in his older music.
I mean, he doesn't have many octaves, but
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe that's what I meant. It's
Oh
like-
yeah.
Yo,
There you go.
That's a specific dish right there. Yo, man, you ain't got a lot of octaves, my guy. You ain't really got the
I mean, you
octaves like that,
cool,
dude.
but like
You cool,
your
but you ain't
versatility
got much range,
though,
though.
it's like
You cool. You ain't really got the octaves though, so you know.
it's like dang. So what you trying?
Bad,
So
Drake.
I can't sing.
Yo, that's
Damn.
funny.
What's the next one you sent? Did you send the Sunsets in LA?
Yo, so it's so funny. Okay, so check this out. So Sunsets in LA, I talked about the concept behind it, but this is one of those songs where I did my best to blend having a pure singing part and a pure rapping part. So on the chorus, on the chorus you're gonna hear me singing, and on the verse you're gonna hear me rapping. And this is like one of the first songs I felt like I really was able to like give like both those audiences exactly what they wanted.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
go. Let's go.
And this is your latest single, correct?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Come on, y'all better check that out too.
Hey,
Come
this
on
is
now.
on all streaming, right?
All
All
streaming.
streaming.
MySpace.
We don't do that SoundCloud only bullshit here, bro.
For real, come on,
Wrong,
baby.
boy. You know how many artists nowadays are dropping new music just on SoundCloud?
Stop.
Come on, baby.
Stop.
drop that shit on 4chan, man.
Sure.
Drop that shit on Google Docs, my boy.
Shoot.
There you go.
This computer's
He like playing games today, huh?
It's just being mad defiant.
There.
Did you produce this
Oh,
one as
shit,
well?
I like that beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a brand new song coming from Alwa Gordon. This song called Sunsets in LA. It's an ode to the city. Let's check it out.
That's you? Holy shit.
He's like, I was disgraced with the presence of an angel.
For real.
Hey, I'm trying to show you how the world works. Keep on spinning, guess the world hurts. Some days I wonder where it's taking us. Think that I've been waking up, praying I can make enough. I witnessed stories on the atlas, raised in the desert, drinking water out of cactus. People tell me they can do it like I do it, but never practice. I guess it's why it seems like magic. Street light philosophies, overcooking policies, overcooking crab, and there's a bucket right inside of me. Gotta be the next before they flex and cause a robbery. In a city full of angels, I think only God can see. They tell me it was overnight. Show my smile, it's an overbite. Yeah, it's an ode to my older life. Time is money, we don't know the price. My thoughts be overlapping. They're too concerned with captions, get the bag, it's like I'm snacking. Putting my emotions in the same place I was packing. My merch is in the trunk, so excuse me if I'm back in. Back and forth across the interstate. Do it for a dinner plate. Hope that we don't litigate. Yeah, I left it all on the table though. I can see the sunset. Tell me what you waiting for. What can you tell me? Feeling so starstruck.
I'll be singing this later.
The sun goes down, I'm sure I'll stick around. And the lights get low and I lose all control. But you know I'm gonna be fine. Sunsets in LA. What can you tell me? Feeling so starstruck. Maybe they call us. The sun goes down, I'm sure I'll stick around. And the lights get low and I lose all control. But you know I'm gonna be fine. Sunsets in LA. And what can you tell me? Feeling so starstruck. Like where they call us. When the sun goes down, I'm sure I'll stick around. And when the lights get low and I lose all control, then you know I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, I gotta hear that with headphones.
I'm so mad at you because I was telling him, I'm like, I hate him because I know I'm gonna be singing that later. I know I'm gonna be singing that later.
I need that in my ears, pumped full blast.
Well, did y'all hear the little horns?
Oh, bro,
shit.
that was smooth like peanut butter, baby.
I love that. In
Oh
song.
my
I
goodness.
love me like some strings,
Oh,
and
right.
some like horns, some like, like.
Boy, that was Miguel playing from Coco.
Honestly, though, and I totally captured the vibe, man.
Yeah,
like
that
you
was
mentioned, I mean, just Sunsets in LA. When you hear the title, you're thinking of like, okay, this gonna be a vibe. This for real gonna be a vibe. But to actually, that was an experience. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like that was dope.
Thank you, man.
I just picture myself like driving through like
For real.
literally through LA, like windows down. Like I don't know why I pictured it like in like camcorder, like some '90s shit. Just head out.
I
Hey.
feel you.
Yeah, picture
I
shits
feel
on my
you.
forehead, but it's okay
That's
because we
hella
vibing,
Man, with the neon at nighttime, it's all smooth, or the sunset.
Yeah.
I'm raised in the desert. I drink water from cactus. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
That's one
Yo,
of those
one of my-
songs. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, good. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say that's one of those songs that's like so beautiful, it makes me sad for no reason.
Right.
Bro,
It's like, even
who
though it's a
hurt you,
vibe,
man,
it's
for
like,
real?
Yeah, it's just
man.
like I'm hella sad because it's hella beautiful.
Dead ass. Like, I want to go to LA and just sulk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruh. That should be the title of the episode.
Like I want to
Sunsets
get my
in
heart
LA,
broken
babe.
just so I can fucking like be crying to this shit.
That's a good one.
Sunsets in LA, baby.
I do sound like a heartbroken ass motherfucker. I just realized.
Low key,
Like,
man.
bro,
you
I'm
said the
crying,
part
y'all,
about love
bro.
and loyalty.
Man, just give me loyalty, because love, man, that's whack. Like,
Cause
dang.
love that shit, yeah. yo. Nah, man. One of my favorite lines in that song is, "People tell me they could do it like I do, but never practice."
Yep.
I guess that's why it seemed like magic.
Yeah.
And like it was a specific shot at people that like try to give you advice,
I
but have
feel
never
that
done
with my
it.
soul, with
Oh,
my
yeah.
whole soul. I feel that shit. I hate when people do
But
that
it-
shit,
But they've never done what you're doing,
or they just can't.
and you're like, for sure. Like I know you could totally do it like me if you did it.
Dead ass.
For real. Meanwhile,
You know
I'm
what I
gonna
mean?
stay
Like-
going on tour. Like, okay, bye. Like, I get it. Dog.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that shit was fire.
That was
Yeah.
dope.
Thanks for sharing that shit with us, baby. And to all the
Hell yeah.
listeners, you can get all this, both of these songs, man, all streaming. Y'all
Available
sleep.
now.
Sleeping.
They sleeping.
Sleeping.
I played this album in Mexico with 1.5 bars of service.
Lord.
Shit.
Y'all could do this shit here, baby.
The 0.5,
Push
though.
it to the limit, yo. Hey.
Man. And then I didn't even have my Verizon. I had, what's it called out there? Telcel.
I was gonna say,
It's
yeah.
called Telcel.
Uh-huh.
Telcel. Sometimes in the city I get Movistar, but no, mostly it's Telcel.
Lord.
So shout out to Telcel for letting me stream, baby.
For real.
Yeah,
Hey.
all right, man. Well, like we mentioned, before we start recording, every week we put out a poll. Little poly poll, to keep our audiences engaged, And basically we ask a question. We all want our audience to answer it. And then they can do so either anonymously, they can get brave, or, they don't really care. They can just shoot us a DM or respond in the little text box on Instagram. And this week,
Love or loyalty. What's up?
That would have been good.
that would have been good. Yeah,
That
I
would've
didn't
been
think of
dope.
that. I don't
Valentine's Day too.
know why. Yeah.
For real.
Damn, you
Shit.
should have came on for Valentine's
No, but
Day.
y'all, for real, if you're
Oh,
listening
my
to
bad.
this comment, just comment to us, like, or shoot us a DM, like, love or loyalty.
Yeah.
For real, what do you choose?
If you're listening on Spotify, I'll put the poll on Spotify.
There you
Spotify,
go.
I can do a poll. Apple Music still sleep. But so this week, and actually I've been thinking about this topic for like the last maybe 2-3 weeks, right? But really this week there is this trend on TikTok going around of people, mostly, those of the saltine origin, right? Are discovering, air
Quote
quotes,
unquote.
discovering chicharrones with guacamole. And I had some, and that's what I asked the people, was like, how do you guys feel about this? Is this like kind of like cultural appropriation type shit, right? And for the first time ever, I think we were pretty evenly split. And I posted this across 3 accounts, with the Visual House Studios account, my artist page, and then my personal page. And when you kind of average them all out, it's about 50-50. Some people aren't tripping. Some people are. And we got one comment that said, you can't gatekeep food. But I'm not talking about gatekeeping food.
Nah.
Because everyone, I could tell you where to get fucking chicharrones. That's not the point.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care. Go support those, because mostly all local businesses that be
It's
selling
the
this
fact
shit.
that these TikToks are saying, I just discovered
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z. That's
And they
like
gonna
saying,
act like-
man, we just discovered cornrows out here. Like, huh?
And
Like,
they gonna act like we was out here dipping chicharrones. We eat chicharrones and we might put some guacamole on the side. We don't. That's not like the way we eat it. Like we don't buy chicharrones and then go buy like a thing of guacamole and just fucking dip it like that. This is the meal. This is the way. No, I mean y'all put 2 and 2 together and y'all thought y'all did something.
And this kind of goes off to like a couple months ago, there was I just saw it was this white bitch on TikTok. It was like, oh, I made spa water, and it's like agua fresca.
That's crazy.
They call it spa water.
That's crazy.
What?
Spa water.
What was in it?
It was Jamaica. And then
All right, then, yo.
there was
She
one that
drinking
was
some
like,
Jamaica juice and
like
she up there
cucumber,
calling it
like
spa
the
water?
cucumber one that we drink too, like cucumber with like lemon.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
just cucumber lime spa water.
Spa
I was like,
water.
bitch, come on, bro.
That sound nasty
Right.
when you say it like that. Spa water.
spa water.
Like,
What the fuck is even
you,
spa water?
You
They're
like
colonizing
just-
us all over again. They're discovering something and then they're just giving it a name and saying, "Look what we did."
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or this one too. Another woman from descendants of the mountains of Caucasus. She said, "I like my tacos flat style," and makes a flat taco. It's
You
the
like a
fucking
tostada.
exactly,
You dumb bitch.
bro. The fucking package says tostada on it.
I like my hamburgers like with just the bottom bun, but if I curved it like a taco, so a hot dog.
Like, bruh.
Oh
for
my
real.
god, bro! These are the people that put weenies in tamales and call them pork tamales, bro.
Lord. So
Nah, that's like
yeah.
the people that put sour cream and cheese on a taco. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
What the hell? What the hell are you
That
doing?
only goes
That's-
on Taco Bell tacos.
Yeah, only on those,
That's-
ground beef
Only
and
that.
like the hard shell. Like I tried it one time.
That's a Taco Tuesday type of taco.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
That makes
celebrate.
sense.
We don't have something on Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, we don't. That's just fucking dinner.
So yeah, so I mean, we had some comments about it.
Yeah, let's see what the people
Let's see
say.
what they said. So there's one guy. But he said when those fuckers got a hold of turmeric powder every white influencer was stunned by how good it is for your skin and digestive system. Yet when we tried to introduce it to white people, they called us dirty Indians and told us to go back to 7-Eleven and ring them up for a Slurpee and undercooked hot dog.
Dang.
You know what?
Alright.
7-Eleven hot dogs
Damn.
be mad crispy. I don't know if it's undercooked, but that's besides the point.
That's beside the point.
They be rotating them bitches all day.
them
I don't know if
bitches
they're
be
all
looking
undercooked.
like me when they're done, bro. Like hella dark.
Stupid.
Thing is, white people have no culture, and that's why cultural appropriation is a thing. But and then I read that comment, and then I asked myself, I said, but what is a white person like? Because you can have people who are like German, right? You just look at them and they're like, oh, that's a white dude.
Yeah.
Then he talks, you're like, oh no, like,
Italian
he's
is
foreign.
white, French is white.
Exactly, but like
Yeah.
No,
they
it's
have
all-
culture though.
They
Like an Italian
Yeah, exactly.
person, like unless you know that they're
Americans
Italian.
don't have culture.
Americans, that's
They're-
a white
they-
person.
White Americans, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a different
white
thing.
Americans,
yeah,
yeah.
white Americans, yeah.
or it's just that's what's considered American culture.
Imagine
if you
imagine
could
American
say.
going to like somewhere else, like in Europe, and like, you want to try this cheese from my place? American cheese. They just pull out a slice of American cheese.
For real. Like
Oh,
what the
no.
crap is that?
Fucking
Like,
nasty.
American cheese by far is the worst. But so Joel, you're on the side of cultural. It is a cultural appropriation. You think
I don't know if it's cultural appropriation. I just
that?
think it's like
Yeah,
it's just like
it's annoying.
Colonizing
though.
it. You're
it's
colonizing, us all,
It's
all
not
over
really
again.
cultural because like what would be cultural appropriation? Like a white person like with dreads or like
Or
like Cinco de Mayo, you wearing a fucking sombrero.
right.
That's cultural appropriation.
Right.
This shit is just like
It's just annoying. Like, why are you saying you discovered?
it wouldn't bother me as much if it was just like, hey, I heard about this, thing called chicharrones. I've never heard of it before. I want to try it. That's cool. But
Yeah.
the thing is this, is like they're going to the store, they're buying it, they're sitting in their car, and when they're eating it, they're doing like these overly animated ass expressions.
Yeah.
They're probably like, like it's like
Looking like goofy.
it's hella goofy. It's for likes, and it's low key like I kind of see it
Insulting.
as like it's insulting, and it's just kind of like
This is good, guys. Wow, you guys have good taste. Wow,
Exactly.
good food comes from you
I feel
guys.
you.
like why are you making
You know?
yourself look like that? It's just like I don't know. It's
Why do you need to record yourself trying something new and like just fucking eat it? Like we don't need to see that you appreciate us, or we don't need to see that you're about it. We don't give a fuck. Eat your fucking chicharron in your goddamn bedroom. I don't care.
And also,
Why do we need to see it? Just so
So-
we know that you're with the
Deadass.
times.
yeah, it's not about being with the times, and also it's like it's kind of like a double-edged sword. So it's like,
I support you guys.
well,
Are
no,
you-
not even that. It's just like so a lot of
Like, don't be racist, and that's all we ask for.
You guys,
Right?
it's like
I did the black square.
deadass.
for real. That's a whole nother conversation. Lord.
I mean, it's good because like these little Mexican like stores, they're selling out of their chicharrones, right? And because this is the trend. But at the same time, it's like I don't know about everybody, but me, I didn't grow up very, with a lot of money. So there was days when all my mom could afford was to go to the store, get us a big thing of chicharron and something to dip it in, and that was our meal because we were hungry and we were
Chicharron
trying to
tacos,
survive.
that should be busting.
It is, and it's very cost efficient. So
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
like
I feel
you don't
it.
know how you're
It's a
affecting.
struggle food.
Yeah, exactly.
It
It's
can
a
be,
struggle
yeah.
food, but it's hella good, or like you get like a bowl of beans, right? And you throw like cilantro, tomato, onion, in
Or
that
you literally
bitch.
just chop up the chicharrones, put some salsa in there, and like you just stir them up like that, make them like.
Yeah, you make them soft.
Yeah.
And you just eat them in like some salsa. It's hella good. But yeah, like you said, like it's a struggle meal. It's things that sometimes that's all we can afford, and we try to go to the store and it's gone because all these teenagers are buying up to make
I was
TikToks.
about to say, just imagine you got like little fucking Becky, Sarah, and Hannah walking in. Do you guys have chicharrons?
Yeah, that's why I didn't even try it when I saw it on the poll. I'm like, I'm just gonna ask him when I get in.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be that person.
Chicharrons.
Chicharrones.
Chicharrons.
Do you guys have that really crispy pork belly?
Crotcherons?
And that's the other thing is they're buying huge amounts of it. They're not just buying one piece to try it.
One piece is enough for one person.
Exactly. They're buying huge amounts.
That's
Again,
weird.
it's for the video. It's so it looks
Yeah.
outrageous and crazy. And when they buy it, then they take a big bite and they can barely wrap their little tiny, non-lips having asses
Yeah.
around the fucking
Fucking Ziploc lip having ass motherfuckers.
fucking fly on your pants. No, but
Oh,
but
Lord.
you know what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
It's not like, and then what if you don't like it? It's gonna go to waste. Or even if you do
Right.
like it, it's gonna go to waste because you're gonna bring it home to your racist daddy, and they're gonna be like, "Get that shit out of my house, Julie." you know, and they're gonna make her throw it out.
There's basically the equivalent of that happening, but it was with like fufu, like a year
fufu
ago.
was a thing too. Yeah,
Yeah.
fufu. Or also too, like I put it on the poll too. It wasn't just like about Mexicans and shit, but it's like how do people treat how you say balut?
Oh, the egg.
The egg,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
people
yeah,
go
yeah,
and they
yeah.
buy this shit and they're like making fun of it. And it's like, bro, like I get it. Like it's not something we see or
No.
really do here.
Right.
But that's somebody's culture, though.
I don't know if I would try it, but I'd never knock it. Like
Exactly, because
You
that's
know?
not just that's just not.
because
your
like
culture,
like how we
bro.
were just talking earlier, like someone could just be like, I don't want fucking menudo. That's like pig stomach. That's nasty. I'm like, okay, well to us, like that's our fucking food, you know? Like that's I
Yeah.
don't know. That's just wrong.
Right.
Yeah, and then look at this shit. And then this is like more like appropriation type shit. Is green pea guacamole.
The correct.
First of all,
Why?
That looks like baby shit.
I don't know.
Specifically from the offsprings of Shrek and Fiona.
Oh,
That shit is nasty, bro.
green pea guacamole.
Green pea guacamole. And this is how serious we take our foods. Don't be playing with us. I found this headline.
That man looked insane, but he looked like someone I probably fucking went to high school with.
Mexican man kills his roommate and then buries him in the backyard for throwing his carne asada plate on the
Oh
floor.
hell no! Oh, hell no. I'm helping him
man.
hide the fucking body. I don't give a fuck. Oh hell no! If it's that plate, I'm killing two people for no reason.
With the little grilled green
With that
onions,
fucking
bro.
green onions and that plate of beans and the fucking rice. Can we get some Mexican food after this?
We out, boy. I'm sorry.
Oh my fucking god! I don't blame it. He does look like he's on the unstable side, but like that would make me unstable.
What if that was
He's
his
very
first
unstable.
good meal in?
He's fresh out of prison. He's going back now.
He's
'cause
like,
he
man,
fucked
this
with
is
him."
gonna be my first meal. I've had a meal that I've had in a long time.
That plate looks immaculate.
I don't know about the beans.
No, that beans look gas.
I'm not a big bean guy.
What the
You a
crap?
bean. We beans.
We all beans.
Nice.
But yeah, that's how serious we take our food. So stop playing with us, baby. You know, I don't know. If
Dude, you know what? Like similar to this, but like something that I guess like makes me angry. Not so much about the food stuff, but I don't know about you guys, but when I was young, same thing, really poor, and we'd have to go to Goodwill, right?
Oh,
And I remember the shame and just pain that I
I know where
felt.
he's
Of,
going
like,
with this.
and then now, like thrifting is cool. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Right.
We used to get made fun of for wearing shit like that was secondhand. You know,
bruh, I would fucking die. Like, and then you go there, and like your mom's taking you in there. She's like looking through stuff, and you're just like, God damn it, mom, why are we poor? Like,
you like this? You like this? Yeah, put it in the cart.
and now it's fucking cool. Like thrifting is like a thing. I
People
told
have
my
whole
mom about
businesses
it.
around that actually. Like
Dude,
that's
I told my
weird.
mom about it, and she was like, honestly, like I think it's cool, but they really need to like stop doing that so that the people who can only afford that
Yeah,
Exactly.
can still get it, And I was like, yeah, that's it.
And you know, there's this girl. She keeps popping up on my TikTok. She makes.
I bet she does.
She hella fine. So hell yeah. But
Well, yeah. Love and loyalty, my guy.
but so her thing, she records herself. She goes to like different thrift stores and shit. She'll buy like an obscene amount of clothes and then resells it online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's disgusting, bro. Like
So it's like not a poacher, but a fucking for like a
kind of
scalper.
for clothes.
Yeah,
But like he
exactly.
said, like a lot of families out there, and she's in LA, so a lot of families
Oh,
out
come
there.
on, man.
That's all they can
Man.
afford, and you're taking that from their hands. You know, same thing with the chicharrones. I mean, like it's cool. I'm very happy that like these vendors are selling out of their product, but at the same time, it's like
At what cost?
exactly like somebody's going to grow hungry.
Yeah.
You know, because of that.
Yeah.
You know, like that's something that a lot of people can afford, and it's just not. And it's just not I don't know, man. It's just not sustainable, I think, for a lot of people. So I think that's my kid at the door.
Oh,
She's trying
okay.
to get my
For
attention.
sure.
I'm gonna ignore her though.
Shout out to Lil
Damn.
She's about to leave. She's about to leave. That's why she's outside. She's probably not listening. She's
We up here talking about songs about raising daughters, and you up here like, man, I'll ignore my kid. Like,
Man, it's
hold
cold.
on.
He's like, yeah,
Leave her outside.
that's fine, my kid. Ignore it. It's all good. Let's run this podcast
I don't
up.
smell no chicharrones.
We talk about chicharrones,
Anyways.
not her ass.
Anyway,
Sun's out in LA, man. Bump that real quick. Oh man.
Damn.
Yo, that's funny, man. I'm dying.
But I'm glad we're all. It seems like we're all on the same page about this here. You know,
It's just weird
it's
and
just
annoying.
weird.
It's,
a weird
not
little
cultural
energy.
appropriation,
No.
but calm down though. At
Yeah.
the same
To
time,
me, it's just an extra to post it. Like, why do you feel the need for us to see it? Because it just makes us feel like another like Black Lives Matter. Oh, I like your guys' food. We
I like
appreciate your
music.
culture.
50 Cent's my guy.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. It's like we don't need to see it. We don't fucking care. Eat your
Right.
fucking food, unless that's your job. Okay, sure. But a lot of people are just posting videos of just them eating that now.
Yeah,
I saw this trend on TikTok. Okay, well you should have just saw it and scrolled on
A lot of them say that though. They're
Yeah.
like, I saw this on TikTok.
and wanted to try it.
I wanted to try it, so I walked in. And, you know, they do the whole corny ass shit where
Right.
they like record. They put the phone
So I
on
went
the
into the
corner of the
market.
porch to record them walking out of the door.
Right.
And they record their hands putting the keys in.
And then
Right.
it'll be like, I walked into this market and I saw the cutest little Mexican lady, and she looked just so adorable in her old age. I'm like, she's just fucking tired, bitch.
Hey, yo, that
me
woman is
alone.
tired, my guy. Yo, that's fucking funny, dude.
Yeah. She was so adorable, so I picked her up and brought her home with me.
She was screaming the whole time, so I gave her a bath until she was unconscious.
like, bro.
Oh shit! All right, y'all.
Dang, cool.
It's time
Is
for.
that coding? Or
Yeah,
what? Is that a note?
No, it's a note. I can read it. I got my glasses on today.
Say like
No.
who?
Um.
Oh, this how I know I need glasses now.
So,
No, I can't see from here either. The angle is weird.
all right, King. So, like I said before, too, we always like to include our guests in a little segment that we do. Okay, and this week we picked. I read it on Reddit. So basically, for all our listeners, y'all are familiar. But if you're new here, I spend a lot of time, you know, just browsing through the depths of Reddit, and I be finding some funny shit. And so, you know, my favorite responses to Reddit threads, my favorite subreddits, and all that, I grab them and I throw them on here. We read them and we react to them. Some of the stuff is crazy, some of it is weird, some of it is nasty. We never know what we're gonna get. So let's dive into this one. This one I meant to read on Valentine's Day and I completely skipped over it.
That's crazy.
So I'm gonna read it today. So I guess the thread was, waiters, what Valentine's Day disasters have you witnessed? And this person said, I'm a bartender but happen to be the one on the date for this particular disaster. So anyone in the service industry knows that you generally just do not make plans on certain holidays because you'll have to work no matter what. I hadn't had a date on Valentine's Day in probably 7 years. So when my boss gave me the day off, I was surprised and posted something dumb on Instagram about it. And I got a DM from a girl I knew. Not very well, but she was asking me out for Valentine's Day. She was very cute, so I figured, hey, why not? Things went so wrong so quickly. We get to the restaurant, grab a drink in the bar while we wait for our table, and took a shot to get the social lubricant flowing. I don't know how I feel about that comment,
What
but
the
for sure.
fuck?
Social lubricant.
Since we
Gotta
don't
get
really...
lubed up.
He's lubed up and ready.
Halfway through the conversation, you lubed up yet?
For real.
Get the social lubricant flowing since we don't really know each other too well. I pay our bar tab and we move to our table. To set the scene a bit, this place is a really nice steakhouse, and they have these dark red diamond pattern booths that are fluffy with buttons at each point of the pattern. Kind of hard to explain. I kind of get what he's saying though. The moment we sit down, my date lets out a blood-curdling scream like she'd just been stabbed, and she grabbed her arm, and her arm comes away covered in blood. And she looks really confused, and of course, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I look around thinking someone just stabbed her, but everyone around us is just staring at us. I move over to her side of the booth and grab the napkins off the table, which, if this is a fancy restaurant, those cloth napkins,
Oh yeah.
man, that shit's gonna be hard to wash out.
They throwing that bitch away.
Oh yeah. They
Dead
throwing that
ass.
away for sure. Yeah.
Grab the napkins off the table to find where she's cut. The entire back of her upper arm is sliced from elbow to shoulder.
What the fuck?
One of the buttons had broken off of the wall, and the snap metal fastener was exposed. So when she sat down, her arm ran all the way down along it.
You need to call a hospital at that point. Man.
She's panicking, and I'm trying to stop the bleeding while people around us are trying to figure out what's going on and call 911 for us. The manager comes over and is immediately a defensive asshole until he sees that it was his booth that caused the damage. The paramedics show up, and I got the owner's info from the manager, and we spend the night in the ER, where she needed something like 80 stitches.
80 stitches?
80
She got
stitches.
jacked up.
Oh
God
my
damn.
gosh! You might as well fight Wolverine. You won't come out with less stitches.
For real.
We both are exhausted at this point when a guy walks in with flowers, champagne, and a bag of takeout food from the restaurant we just left. It was the owner of the restaurant coming to make sure we could still have the Valentine's dinner that we missed out on.
Oh, that's nice.
That was nice. Sure, he was probably just scared of getting sued, but
Yeah.
it was still
of
really
course.
welcome. It was still really welcome after how shitty the night had become so quickly. She and I ended up dating for almost 3 years and became good friends with the owner.
Oh.
Such good friends, in fact, that she ended up fucking him, and that was the last I heard of either of them.
Damn!
Never loyalty.
What I
They're sold separately,
So
dog.
separately, dang.
Nah, that's why the owner pulled up with the flowers, dude. That wasn't for them. That was for her.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
I was gonna say trauma bonding, but I guess not.
Shit, hell nah. This one
Goodness
says,
gracious.
oh, this is the little short one. The question was, how do I stop my husband from going goblin mode during sex?
What?
My husband says goblin mode activated when we start to have sex. He growls and acts like a caveman, then says goblin mode off when we stop.
Oh,
Then pretends to not know what I'm talking about when I ask him about it.
He need an exorcism, man. He need to call my
I'm
dad.
going-
He needs
Goblin
therapy,
mode.
dude.
I'm going goblin
He needs
mode. I gotta
therapy.
try this out.
We going goblin mode.
I'm doing it.
your husband doesn't happen to be 17, right?
Oh my god.
Goblin mode activated.
That sounds like a
Huh?
childish ass thing, though.
Goblin mode activated. What's goblin
No,
mode?
okay, I don't know why goblin mode activated sounds more. Goblin mode off is like. Did you really need to say that?
I mean, yeah.
You know
Goblin
it
mode
already.
off. There you go.
Can you even make that sound sexy? Goblin mode activated.
Why goblin, bro? Like you said, like
No.
beast mode sounds better.
Goblin,
Goblin
no.
mode off.
He's a goblin. Some of y'all are gremlins. He's a goblin.
I get fucked by goblins and ghouls and gargoyles.
I feel like you would have to ask her, like, was it good though? Because you know what I'm saying. I feel like she's
Absolutely.
kind of saying it's not good. Because if it was good, she wouldn't say shit.
That's
She'd be like,
true.
Yeah, she's like, that's my little goblin.
Like, oh,
And
goblin
I'm his
mode,
little
okay.
ghoul, bro. Like,
For real.
oh shit. Okay, this next one says, this happened about 15 years ago. I called my friend up and he wasn't home, so I left a message on his answering machine. I said, hey, it's me, kill all extremists. Sorry I missed you. Call you later. Bye. And then I hung up and left the house. I made no other calls. Later that day, he called back and says, wow, that was quite a message you left. Who was that girl you were talking to? I was like, what are you talking about? I wasn't talking to any girl. Well, as it turns out, the message didn't end after I said bye. I had to go over to his house and listen to this message a few times. After my initial message that I did leave, as quoted above, there was a slight pause and it continues for another 30 to 40 seconds or so with me talking to some girl. It was my voice, but a conversation that I never had with a girl whose voice I didn't recognize. You could compare it to the message, and I know I did leave, and the two voices were indistinguishable. Not just the voice, but, you know, the talking mannerisms. It was my voice. Also, references to my occupation and activities were the same. Basically, in this conversation, I was talking to this girl about going skiing, but I had to go down to my shop and work on a car first, which totally correlated to me. Then the message just stopped. It was recorded on one of those digital answering machines that recorded the message to a chip, so there was no tape I could have taken and had analyzed, unfortunately. Also, neither I nor my friend had party lines, so that was not an explanation. It was very freaky, and I can't explain it.
bro, just admit you're cheating, dude. It's all good.
I ain't for real though.
Just side bitch.
you ain't got to go that far, dude.
Right,
Come on,
for
dude.
real.
You're cheating, bro. It's all good, bro. You're fucking another girl.
Right.
No, babe, I swear I have a
Right.
doppelganger. I swear. He's been following me
Babe.
since I was born, and
It's so freaky.
Right.
I'm gonna
Cruz,
ask
what's your
Reddit.
name?
I don't get it.
Right. Hey, y'all, can y'all
Come
explain
on.
this mess, man? I don't
I
know.
got this twin. He tried to eat me in the womb, but he didn't win.
Oh my god. You're cheating, bro. You're fucking another girl. It's all
Right.
good. It's
Yeah,
all
maybe
good,
I'll come
bro.
down after work on the truck.
Let's do.
Oh my god.
Come on, man.
Okay, I got
That's
some more.
funny, dude.
Okay, here's the next one. And the question was, what is the most messed up but genuinely hilarious thing that you've done? I was traveling to Thailand with a couple of my best mates. We were backpacking and had ended up in a small village. This shit's gonna die. Hold on one sec. This shit gonna die. Alright, cool. There we go. Hello. Disconnect. Because that's not gonna work. Okay. My bad. Okay. We were backpacking and had ended up in a small village about 2 hours drive outside of Bangkok. One of my friends had brought some tabs off a man that we met at the bar in his little village. We decided to go on a walk and watch the sunset and take them. They made us trip balls. We frazzled out to the sunset in front of this beautiful view and then decided to walk back to the hostel. On the way back, in the ditch on the side of the road, we saw an alien. All three of us saw it. It was small, had a big head, and was making weird noises that didn't sound human. We were still tripping pretty heavily, but decided we take it back to the hostel with us and figure out this new scientific discovery. In the morning, we walked back to the hostel and left the alien in one of the shoe lockers outside of the reception of the hostel. Then we went to our room and fell asleep. The next morning, we all woke up and could distinctly remember this alien we found, so we went outside to check the locker. Nothing there. We went back to our room and found it hilarious, thinking we'd all tripped so much that we'd imagine carrying an alien home. We got ready and went to the social area of our hostel where everyone was talking, and there was this little lad and a very angry mother. It turns out we picked up a disabled child from the side of the road and essentially kidnapped him and left him in a shoe locker overnight until the hostel staff found him in the morning. The kid was completely okay. We apologized and gave the mom some money.
Jesus Christ.
Give her therapy.
God, bro.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Once again. Cap in the sense of this might sound bad,
Why
but
is
I feel like
the side of the road.
Number one, dang mama. But then two, like I feel like they actually intended to do some harm, and then this is just another like to clear my conscience. Yeah, exactly.
Cop out, right?
Yeah,
oh, shit.
Because I mean, you were that. It just I don't know. I'm throwing hands if I'm the mama.
Right?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. If you kidnap my kid, bro, we're fighting. It's just not
like accidental or not, like
disabled kid too.
Yeah, and they're just
No.
But
Even more
like
so?
for real, mama, like how you lose a child? Like this ain't Home Alone.
At
like
night, bro.
At night. Like
My mama lucky them kids.
And why you in
Bombay,
a hostel with a kid in Thailand?
right. Like come on.
Oh, shit.
Thank you.
So many questions.
So many questions. Yeah, that's why I'm throwing hands.
Nah,
like,
sir.
nah.
Yeah, you can't complain about
Yeah.
your kid getting into shit like that. Where the fuck was you at?
Right.
Dead ass.
Right.
Damn. Well, before this iPad dies and we lose Alwa for good.
No, that's sad. That sounds sad.
Alwa, let us know. Let the people know where they can find you and where they can find your music.
Let them know.
Hell yeah. So all my music, all my YouTube, all my socials, all my handles, it's all the same. It's just my name, Alwa Gordon. So that's ALWAGORDON. Again, that's ALWAGORDON.
That's right, baby. And of course, we're going to tag him when this episode drops so y'all can just... We're going to make it so easy for you guys to just click his name, give him a follow, and go check out his latest album, Thanks for Waiting.
Check out that new single too, Sunsets in LA,
Sunsets in
baby.
LA, man. Y'all heard it
Come
here.
on.
I wish it was an exclusive, but it ain't. But y'all heard it here. Make sure you go download and you stream the shit out of it. And, you know, as always, follow us on Instagram at Visual House Studios, all one word. Follow us on TikTok at Visual House Studios.
Yes, sir.
And subscribe to our YouTube, you know, if y'all want to watch the video version of these episodes.
Yeah.
Visual House Studios, we're the only ones that pop up. You'll see our cute little logo, Sammy, pop up and just hit subscribe. Turn alerts on. We drop every Tuesday for White Noise and every Thursday our second show called
Literally anything we want, law, baby.
drops every Thursday.
Oh yeah.
We got y'all. We got a lot of stuff coming. We say this every week, but you know, we be delivering every week, bitch. So thank you. You know,
Not only that, we be gassing.
we be gassing. We do be gassing. We do be gassing.
Fire.
So thank you again, Alwa, for giving us some of your time.
For real,
We know
man.
you were busy this weekend.
First man.
Yeah, and of course, you know, we look forward to everything that you're gonna drop. And yeah, I hope our listeners check you out, man, because they're gonna love it. They're gonna
Absolutely,
love it.
man.
Hell yeah. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all soon.
Yes,
See you
sir.
on,
And,
on the internet.
Last thing, love or loyalty.
For real.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
Peace.